My guest today is a mindset and life coach based in Ireland. She has a master's degree in health and clinical psychology. Her business is called Empowering Thought Therapies, or ETT for short. By combining techniques such as NLP, CBT, relationship coaching, logotherapy, by using a holistic approach, she helps her clients to personally develop and thrive. Please welcome to the show the wonderful, multi-talented Tanja Vucinic. Welcome, Tanja.
Hi.
So nice to see
To
you.
be here.
Awesome. Let's start by focusing on your relatively new business. So do you want to talk a little bit about ETT?
Thank you, Andrew, first of all, for inviting me. I'm glad to be here. And we were talking about this for some time. And finally, we now have a chance to realize it. About my business. So I was kind of, with this whole situation and 2020, which kind of affected everyone. I was thinking about, how I could use my schooling background, which was in psychology and kind of more classical approach to psychotherapy, and then kind of combine it with more like spiritual approach, which I'm also very interested in my whole life. And I was researching upon and experiencing in my everyday life. So I came up with this idea, to have my online business, because before I was kind of a part of the team and part of institutions like schools and even hospitals sometimes. But here in Ireland, we had some lockdowns and related to this pandemic situation and everything. So I was thinking to actually start with my online coaching business, and this is how ETT was born, so to speak. And so I wanted to kind of offer to people something kind of more like a combination between psychotherapy and more kind of spiritual awareness type of coaching, which also includes mindfulness and meditation and some exercises that wouldn't be considered like classical, but they're very valid and they help immensely, with your growth as a person.
So if I could stop you there, I just want to ask
Yeah, sure.
about, so NLP, I mean, I know what it is very well, neuro-linguistic programming, right? And that's what Tony Robbins was very famous for,
Exactly.
that's how he started. What is CBT? What does that stand for?
CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy, which is another type of therapy. So, it's more in relation to changing your thought patterns, which is actually my main focus in my approach and my coaching anyway. And that's why this kind of psychological type of therapy is very beneficial. A lot of our issues and problems stem from thoughts, like kind of negative thoughts or thoughts that don't serve your most optimal life. As you probably know, we were talking about that before as well. And so I'm including that technique in my coaching as well. And obviously you mentioned NLP. So this technique is also using different modalities like audiovisual and kinesthetic. And so because people are kind of different, so some people are more visual types, other people are more kind of prone to learn through touch or listening, or so NLP is very good with that. So in combination with all these techniques, and also you mentioned in your introduction that I'm using logotherapy. So I was in this type of kind of surrounding, even like for quite some years, and even my thesis was in logotherapy partially. So logotherapy is healing through meaning, So these are all kind of different kind of parts of the whole. And since I do have this holistic approach, and I do believe in it, because no one approach is the best for everyone. So everyone is different. Everyone hopefully would have a chance to be approached in a different way. And through going through all these techniques over the course of my life, I like to combine them and to create some sort of my own uh, unique approach when dealing with people. And
Yeah, that's great to combine those different techniques and different ways of doing things. Because I was just actually listening to a video this morning
okay,
by a Shaolin monk, and he was talking about the different paths, and he was giving a story about going up a mountain and how each person has their own path. So
exactly.
it's like a lot of the times it's not like there's a certain it's getting the person centered with their own, and that's where I think it's really cool that you also have that spiritual point of view, so you have that understanding, like my path is not your path, which is not the other person's path, which is kind of like when you do it's like like homework. And I always think of this analogy, like, and you're cheating off somebody next to you, but they have a different test, right? So they're like,
Exactly.
so like you start cheating off of them. I mean, you're gonna be wrong because you have completely different questions, that you have to answer. So it's very unique to each person, and of course their life experience up to whenever they do meet you is completely different, right?
Yeah, I do believe in, like, we are on the spiritual path, all of us. And as you so beautifully said, like, everybody is unique. And there is no authority in that sense to say, oh, you should do only that, or only that approach is valid, or other approaches are not. So I'm completely, resonating with that. And I was always a fighter for freedom of expression, of different types of uniqueness, that people are carrying within them. And that's why I, even on my own journey, like, I was studying science and psychology, and I was trying out different types of stuff and working on myself, I went through loads of schools of thoughts, different workshops, so I kind of um, only took what resonated with me personally, because I feel when we are in alignment with our own true nature and our own path, then we can offer from that perspective the best to people, that we have for them, if that makes sense. And
Mhm.
that's why I want to actually combine all those techniques in my approach that I actually believed in. And like I said, everyone is different, so I want to also offer them a choice to have when I'm coaching them. So
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. And like I was saying, it's understanding. So I think that sometimes, and you're the expert, not me, but sometimes I think that looking and saying, well, if you're not on a path to 3D success, let's say,
yes,
money, bigger cars, bigger houses, stuff like that, like there's something wrong with you, right? But that's not it. It's not the it thing at all. That's the it thing if you're in the like a three-dimensional point of view, right?
exactly.
But
Yeah.
that's not the whole picture at all. So maybe you want to speak to that a bit?
Yeah, that's a good subject. I actually had a reality transurfing course. I don't know if you maybe saw it on my YouTube channel. And now recently I started with another course of Neville Goddard, and both of those courses also are connected with law of attraction, manifesting different things. And a lot of people are actually using those techniques for material, like wealth, or I don't know, manifesting their ideal car or house or job, or but that's just one level, as you said, of experience. But not everyone is actually, as you said, interested in it. And so, for example, I for once am not interested in those what I find more superficial aspects, even if they're also serving as some sort of proof that it works. Because once you're manifested a car, maybe you will have more faith in, something bigger than yourself or your ego to actually guide you through this life, can show you the way to a deeper understanding. And then, maybe you let go of those more superficial desires, and then you can come into an alignment with more deeper spiritual journey. I think